In the Turkish city of Istanbul, it is impossible to walk down the street and not meet stray cats. They can be found everywhere in the city. Four-legged friends thrive thanks to the kindness and generosity of the people who live there. They provide the animals with food and water, and sometimes give them shelter. In 2019, the New York Times estimated that more than 100,000 cats roam freely in Istanbul alone. The reason for this is that the locals show these animals remarkable kindness and care due to their traditions and culture. Today's incredible story happened in this city. The veterinary clinic and waiting room were pretty quiet at the time, and the staff took the opportunity to fill out some urgent paperwork. At a particularly busy time, these cases often fade into the background. After all, the life of an animal is more important than paperwork. So they took advantage of the lull and got to work. But suddenly the automatic doors leading from the street to the reception area opened. The receptionist looked up. She expected someone to come to her reception with their pet, but she didn't see anyone. Perhaps someone just got too close to the door, and the sensor triggered, which caused the door to open automatically. She looked at her computer again, but then she heard a strange noise. She leaned over the table and saw something that made her jaw drop. Something she had never seen in all her years working at the veterinary clinic. A small cat was running around on the floor, carrying a kitten in its mouth. The little kitten looked very weak and hung motionless in its mouth. The kid looked around the room with shining eyes. Apparently, he didn't understand why he was here. But his mother was clearly on a mission. She purposefully walked up to the front desk. It was truly an unusual and strange sight. The receptionist was very surprised that the cat just walked in. Although there were many cats in the area, none of these animals had ever voluntarily entered this door. The mother cat purposefully approached the woman and carefully placed the kitten in front of the secretary. The woman called one of the veterinarians, and a small group gathered around the arriving animals. Why were they here? Did they want something, or did they just come here out of curiosity? The staff had to figure out the essence of the matter. "I've never seen a cat and a kitten enter so willingly," said one of the veterinarians on duty that day. When the mother cat was examined, she turned out to be fine and completely healthy, the veterinarian said. So they quickly moved on to the kitten. While they were examining him, the mother did not let the kitten out of her sight. She closely monitored the veterinarians, who moved the kitten to different places to examine it carefully. The obsessive mother clearly did not want her child to be taken away from her. But she trusted the people in the emergency room so much that she let them help her. Fortunately, it turned out that the kitten was just very small and thin, but otherwise everything was fine. He was just suffering from malnutrition. Something that could be easily fixed. Apparently, the kitten was the weakest in the litter, and it was always pushed away when someone from the locals gave it food or water. His strength finally weakened, and the attentive and caring mother cat did what any loving parent would do. The kitten clearly needed help, and his mother understood that, said one of the veterinarians. Surprisingly, the cat recognized the emergency situation and took action. Veterinarians provided the kitten with food, water and some medicines to protect it from diseases and keep it in shape. The cat and her kitten ate all the food that the staff gave them. When the two animals were ready to leave the hospital, the vets thought she would just jump off the counter and disappear. But the mother cat had one more thing to do before leaving. When she was ready to go outside again, she walked around each employee and rubbed her body against them. As if she wanted to thank them all. A touching gesture showing that cats really do have a certain level of empathy and emotional intelligence. Doctors and nurses petted the cats before letting them go. Eventually, the mother and her kitten returned to the door through which they had entered a few hours earlier. Dear viewers, if you liked this story, be sure to put your finger up and share this story with your friends. If this is your first time on this channel and you haven't subscribed to it yet, I recommend subscribing right now so you don't miss another exciting story.